Okay, so now we can close this bookhead monster. We know everything is working fine. Same with the page. So now let's actually burn the pages, because when we collect every single page, the text says every page found and the objective switches to burn the pages. So as I said in the first video of this course, in the introduction video, we will create a pentagram and we will burn the pages in that pentagram. So now we can go to our main folder, and here we have our effects. I will just import the pentagram image to this effects folder. So in Udemy horror assets, you have this pentagram PNG. We can just import it straight to this folder, and it will create this texture with this pentagram. So we need to create a material from that texture in order to create a decal. So right click, create material, and let's call this material underscore pentagram. Now we need to open it, because we need to tweak some settings here. First of all, we will change this. We will change the blend mode from opaque to translucent. So we get rid of the dark section. And in order to get rid of these dark sections, we need to plug this alpha channel to opacity. But we need to tweak these settings a little bit more. So let's just make some space here, because first of all, I want this color to be more red. So what I will do is I will just grab this RGB and I will multiply by red color. So we can hold free and left click to create a vector free. Now we can set it to red, so this value should be 1. Okay, and we will connect this to B. So in my head, we will make this texture brighter when we interact with the pentagram. So it will light up red. In order to do that, we need to multiply this one more time. So let's search for multiply, and we can connect this to emissive color. And if we will type here, for example, like a really high value, you can see this pentagram is glowing red. That's what we're looking for, but we don't want this glowing red to be visible all the time. Before we interact, we want this to be just a regular texture. And after we interact and we're burning the pages, we want this pentagram to light up like this. And to make that work, we need to create something called material parameter collection. So let's just go to content drawer, and here in our effects folder, we can just right click, go to material, and here we have this material parameter collection. We can call this MPC underscore pentagram. Now, if we open this up, you can see we can add some parameters here. So let's just add a regular scalar parameter. Let's just click this plus icon. And here we can create something like a variable. So parameters are just like variables inside materials. So we can create a parameter for brightness. And by default, it'll be 0. So now we can plug this parameter to our emissive color right here. And that is very simple, because all we need to do is we can just grab this MPC pentagram and move it here. Now you can see on the left side, we can select a parameter that we want to use. So in our case, it is brightness. Now we can connect this to the B value, and now this pentagram is not glowing anymore, because the brightness value inside this MPC pentagram by default is set to 0, and we will change that later. And also in this pentagram settings here, we need to make sure this material domain is not a surface, is deferent decal, because we want to place this on the floor. So we can change this to decal and make sure this is set to translucent. Now we can just tweak some of these values. So I will just make the metallic 1 and specular 1, and for the roughness we will leave it at 0. And that's all we need to change. Now we can save this, and we can go to level game. And here is our cabin, and I want these pages to be burned inside this cabin. So let's go inside, and let's just grab this material pentagram. And now, as you can see, we can just place it on the floor like that. But obviously it is a little bit too big. So we can just change the scale to 0.4. or something. And now you see this decal is basically like sticking to the floor. And if we will move this here and we will rotate it like this way, you can see it can also stick to the wall just like that. So that's why decals are pretty fun to work with. But now let's just move this decal back here. So this is where we will burn the pages.